Greetings, Cowboy fans. Welcome back to the Duke Cave. I'm Jason. It is Sunday, the 16th of October, and you are watching Comical Weekly, my weekly vid where I share with you the brand new books I've picked up this week. Now, I did intend originally, though I did say in my last video it would be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I did intend to get this done yesterday, but I ended up swapping shifts, doing an extra shift on the Saturday, so that's why it's Sunday that this has been done. So this week we've got a few new books that I'm trying out. A big haul again, big ass haul, but we've got some new books. So let's get into the books as soon as possible. So first up, we've got a book from a few weeks ago I picked up. It's called BPRD, Hell on Earth. It's issue 145, and it's part of the Magnolaverse, which is kind of all the books that have come from Hellboy. And this, I don't know if this is set in the future or the present, but basically some big bads come and kind of annihilate the Earth, and the BPRD was set up to deal with paranormal threats, and they're dealing with this. This issue, they've beaten some big bad, but a new, bigger big bad has turned up, and he's on a collision course with BRP's base. So they're evacuating the base, and kind of that's what the issue does. And it's a really good issue to jump onto because you get introduced to all these characters, and you kind of get time for the characters to have nice character moments amongst each other, and you can kind of pick up on stuff and see what they're like and stuff, and get a bit about their history and that. So I thought this was a really great issue to jump into. Really enjoyed it, and I'm definitely going to be getting back onto this book and back into the Magnolaverse because the book made me think, well, why did I ever go away? Then another book, I think this was last week, Hellboy in the BPRD 1954, issue 1, Black Sun. This is a great book to pick up if you want to get into the Magnolaverse. You don't need to have read anything to enjoy this. It gives you a short synopsis there on who Hellboy is and who the BPRD are, and then we kind of go straight into our story. Basically, Hellboy and his assistant Woodrow, they've gone to this place to investigate these attacks. There's something freaky, and like you just jump straight into story, easy to follow. There's some funny moments. I like the moment when Woodrow takes his hat off and reveals that he's black and set in the 50s. So there's some characters here who are appalled that they've sent a black man to help them. And I kind of like that because it shows how far we've come as a society. Yeah, we've still got a way to go until we totally eliminate racism. But in today's age, the things they say would not be tolerated. So it was good to see here, to see something and see how times have moved on since the 50s in a positive way. Also, I love the interaction between Woodrow and Hellboy. Hellboy at this stage, is a bit of a sultry veteran. He's been on many missions. Where Woodrow, this is his first mission, and there's a real funny moment with the polar bear that I chuckled at. And then the story does take a surprise twist at the end, but I just loved this all the way through. Bloody loved this. This was brilliant. Looking forward to the next issue. And if you've ever kind of a bit curious, this is definitely a nice book to jump in on, get you into the Magnolaverse, get you into Hellboy with a really good story. So also in the Magnolaverse, I managed to pick up issue 2 of Witchfinder, The City and the Dead. And I also managed to get Rise of the Black Flame, which is another book. If you see on the top of the book, oh sorry, wrong way, it says From the Pages of Hellboy. So, you know when it's got that banner at the top that this is a Magnolaverse book. I also managed to get number 1 of those issues, but unfortunately my comic shop never had them. But I managed to go and get them off eBay. So I got Rise of the Black Flame, issue number 1 of 5. And we have Witchfinder, City and the Dead, issue 1 of 5. So I managed to pick up both the first issues with those. So I was super chuffed. The rest of my books now, I picked up Star Wars Darth Vader, the final issue, issue 25. The covers all the way through this have been really good. So another really good cover. As for the book inside, because this is one of the ones I have read, I enjoyed the Darth Vader story, right? Because let me rewind a minute. This is a $5.99 book, and it is definitely a thicker issue. But then when you're reading it, the Darth Vader part of the book doesn't feel that much thicker than usual. We then have a story set around Dr. Alpha and kind of introducing her series is going to go. And then we have a short story at the back that's got like no dialogue at all. And it's all around Darth Vader and the Tusken Raiders. Everything in here is good, but I was like, why couldn't they have done this cheaper? Why does this have to be $5.99? The Darth Vader Tusken Raider story, as good and as creative as it was, it didn't need to be there. The Dr. Alpha story is basically a setup and an advert for their Dr. Alpha book. So that didn't. If that's going to be there, I shouldn't have to pay for an advert. If they want to advertise their book or entice us into buying it with a thing, then that's fine. But I shouldn't be expected then to pay for it. And the main story is good. But yeah, I just didn't like the price. But I always say, I didn't like the price, but I'm to blame. You know, I bought the book. If enough of us stood up and said, look, we're not paying that much for a book, even though I really want it to complete my collection, because I don't want an uncompleted collection or uncompleted run on a book. If we just said, sod it, we're not buying it, I'm going to wait until I can pick it up cheap somewhere. And if I can't pick it up cheap, then I'll just have to make do. But we don't. And it's because we don't, and because Marvel know they have a tight, firm, grippingly tight grip on grippingly tight grip. That don't make no sense. But a tight grip on our testicles, and they could just pull us anywhere they want to, and we just got to take it. And until, as a community, we decide no, nothing's going to change. And I'm going to keep complaining because I'm part of the problem. I'm not the solution. I'm part of the problem because I bought the book. So yeah, I was a bit that ended that on a bit of a negative vibe. Got Doom Patrol, which I've read, issue number 2, part of DC's Young Animals book. This was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. There's still some things going on that like are a bit weird, and you're kind of like, what's happening? But the story's kind of coming together now, making more sense as characters are meeting up. There's still a lot of intrigue here. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but you can see things beginning to come together. And I loved this even more than the first issue. So this was brilliant, and I'm just really excited to see how this is all going to end up. But yeah, that I really enjoyed that. So the rest of these I haven't read yet. For All Star Batman issue number 3, again, I kind of always have two minds when I pick this up. On the one hand, it's a $4.99 book, and a $4.99 monthly book is like a no-no. But then it's Batman. It's got Snyder, and I'm enjoying the story, and I'm like, I capitulate. I'm weak. We then have Britannia issue number 2. Loved the first issue, so I'm super psyched to see what's going to happen in the second. But then we've got the Punisher issue number 6. I believe this is like a one-shot kind of story, filling in the identity of that friend of Frank's who was helping out those villains. So we're getting his backstory in here, I believe. We have Reborn issue number 1. I did go through a phase with Mark Millar where I was loving everything he did. You had like Starlight, you had Chrononauts, you had all the books in the back, so I'm going to peek in the back. You had Hawk, you had Jupiter Circle. So I was loving everything he was doing, and I thought he was really having a renaissance. Then he brought out, let me get the name of it, Empress. And I wasn't impressed with Empress, didn't like it. And that kind of broke the spell. So I was in two minds about picking this up, but the thing kind of pushed me over the edge was I've never seen Greg Capullo. And this only struck me when I was in the comic shop. I've never seen him draw anything other than Batman. He's an artist, whatever he's been working on, I've missed. So I wanted to get this because I was super intrigued to see how his art translates to a different story other than Batman. So I'm excited to see what that's like. I might get this second and make my choice then, because I know recently there are some books that I kind of like I've stuck with and it's paid off because the books have improved. So I haven't read this yet, but I'm going into it with an open mind. But I don't know if it doesn't do it for me. I've got so many books on my pull list though. That's the problem. That if it doesn't do it for you, you're like you don't want to give it time because you could be saving money. But then on the flip side, sometimes if you give a book a chance and you stick with it, it repays you. So I'm in a quandary what to do, but I haven't even read it yet, so it's not even a decision yet. So then we have Superman Action Comics issue 965. and I'm way behind on this book. That's the one problem with these fortnightly books. Once you get behind, it's difficult to catch up because before you know it, a bunch of issues that I've kind of got you, like you've two behind, and then it's three, and so yeah. But looking forward to the start. We've got Lois Lane there. Lois Lane back at the planet. It says part one, and I'm kind of like, oh, Lois Lane, didn't she die? Um, or is this our regular Superman's? But isn't she older, that Lois Lane? I don't know. We'll find out what it is. We then have Batgirl and the Birds of Prey, which I've enjoyed the first few issues of this. So I can't remember if I read issue 2 or not. I know I definitely read issue 1, and I read the Rebirth issue. And I've got a feeling I read issue 2, because I remember these snake people, that they were going to get reinforcements to take on the Birds of Prey. But I'm enjoying this book, though. I've really, since the New 52, really become a big Batgirl fan, Barbara Gordon. So anything she's in, I'm going to give it a go. We then have Batman Detective Comics, issue number 942. And this is the part 6 of Night of the Monster Men. So I'm guessing it's the final part. Not read any of this yet because I'm behind with that book. Again, with the Flash, issue number 8. I'm behind on this, so I can't really comment on it. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, issue number 6. This is a book that's a bit on the bubble. I'm getting so many books, and kind of some of the books I'm kind of looking at now. I'm thinking, particularly the fortnightly books, which books am I really looking forward to and which books aren't doing it for me. And this is one at the moment that's on the bubble. I'll get caught up and read this, but this is one that could be dropped, could end up being dropped. We then have Wonder Woman issue number 8, which again, she's another character since the New 52 I've really gotten into. I dropped it once the creative team changed, but I'm glad I'm picking it up again, and I've really enjoyed what I've read of it thus far. And Lim Sharp's art is tremendous. We then have a Black Science issue number 25, which this book's just been all kinds of awesome all the way through. We have Kill or Be Killed, which I've still got issue 2 to read. I might actually go back and reread issue 1 and read back from there because I remember enjoying it. And come on, when you have a book and it's got Brubaker and Phillips on the cover, you're going to pick it up, aren't you? You're not going to leave that book on the shelf. But I think I might go back and read issue 1 to kind of refresh my brain what went down there. We have Lazarus 25. This book has just been super awesome all the way through. I do find it funny sometimes. Writers tend to have a number of books come out the same week. You have Wonder Woman by Greg Rucka and you have Lazarus by Greg Rucka, and they're both out in the same week. It's funny how that tends to happen a lot. We then have Daredevil issue number 12, which I think a bit behind on this, but the last couple of issues I've read of this, I feel Charles Soule's really hitting his stride with the character, so I'm looking forward to getting caught up on that. Deadpool, which seems to be coming out every fortnight, issue number 20, and I can't believe we're up to issue 20 already. But yeah, I've got to catch up on this, but yeah. I've been enjoying it. Another book I've been enjoying is Moon Knight, issue number 7. This is. I think I've got issue 6 to read, then I'm caught up. But yeah, I've been enjoying what Lemire's been doing with this. We have Old Man Logan, another Jeff Lemire book, The Last Ronin, part 4. This is issue 12, Old Man Logan. So then we have Star Wars, The Force Awakens, issue number 5. So yeah, I'm really behind on this. I don't think I've read issue 2 yet. The first issue, it didn't really add anything to what we'd already got with the movie, and I kind of was like, what the point was. But I'm a sucker for these kind of books. I can remember as a kid, getting the comic book adaptions of the books, and because you had to wait ages for the video to come out, so it was like kind of being able to relive it was through the comic or through reading the novel. So yeah, but the first issue, it didn't blow me away, but we'll see how it goes. It's basically just the story that we know. We then got Han Solo, issue number 4. So this book's nearly finished. I've got issue 3 to read, so then I'll be caught up on that. We have the Uncanny Avengers issue number 15, which kicks off a brand new story arc. I think I'm an issue behind on this. I think I've got the tie-in issue to do. And then we've got Wrath of the Eternal Warrior number 12, which again, I think I've got issue 11 to read. But I've been loving this book. Eternal Warrior is one of my favourite Valiant characters. And yeah, this has just been tremendous. So those are my books for this week. The backup plan right now is I will be back probably Tuesday or Wednesday with a comic book opinions video. Then I will be back probably Friday, Saturday with another Comic Book Weekly. Then I've got a week off work, which should be cool. Yeah. And I'm hoping that week off I'm going to be able to start doing my Marvel Ultimate Graphic Novel reviews again. So fingers crossed on that, because I keep saying I'm going to do them and then I just don't get around to reading the books. But hopefully I will. So anyways, that's me done for another video. Thank you very much for watching. All that leaves me to say is that I've been Jason. It is the 16th of October and you've been watching Comic Book Weekly. Keep reading and bye for now.